Pulau Pangkor on the southwest coast. Esper anchored in the background there. And normally, if we were back in Thailand, this whole beach would be filled with long tails from left to right, all chugging away as they go in and out, taking people all over the place. So the same thing goes on here in Malaysia. They have little boats that take people around, the tourists back and forth to the island behind me and to various hot spots along the coast here. But they don't use long tails here. They use a far more civilized kind of boat with a normal outboard that doesn't crash around making a huge amount of noise. And I have to say, it's much nicer. It's quieter, it's less chugging, it's less busy. If you're a Taoist, you'll love this temple. This is the Fu Lin Kong temple in the middle of Pangkor Island, and it's a little bit Disney, it's a little bit temple-y, lots of bright colours, lots of water. There's a mini wall of China to take you to the top. It's a really very sweet place with beautiful surroundings, worth a look.
Rather nice temple, as temples go. It's like a park more than anything. It's just so quiet here. There's no one around, and typically ornate Chinese temple, but just very tranquil. It's set in among the forest here, which you can see behind me. Right at the top there's the big temple. It's too hot to climb up there. And just over there we've got terrapins hanging out by a pool. It's just super quiet, no one here. Good place to come and meditate.
We've had a pretty lazy day at anchor today, so this evening we've come ashore. We've been told to get to the seafood restaurant about 6:30 to get something to eat before it goes bonkers when Ramadan finishes. It's a nice beach. It will be better without the jet skis, but even so, it's a nice beach. It's a very pretty area.
So here we are, we've just come ashore, and it's another hour or so before sunset, so it's still quite quiet. I guess a lot of people are getting home for their dinner after Ramadan. We keep talking about Ramadan because it's obviously a big deal here. Having said that, a lot of the people around here seem to be Chinese Malay, and the restaurant we've just found is a Chinese Malay restaurant. Looking forward to that. I'll just sort of quickly go for a wander down the main street and give a comparison to how it compares to, say, Penang or even to Langkawi. Much more of a local feel here. Obviously you have your touristic spots on the beach. There are a few beach resorts and places you can hire jet skis and so on. But as soon as you come off the beach and onto this little town here, it's very local, no tourists at all, and pretty much all the traffic, be it by car, on scooter or on foot, just appear to be local people going about their business as the sun goes down. We've seen these before, This is the hornbill. I think possibly one of my favourite birds, and they are, at least where we've seen them, relatively tame. They get used to being fed by the local people. And you can see them there, they've come down for their evening snack. We've just eaten and it was really, really tasty. Really good. Curry squid, recommend that one. The belacan, which is a classic, well, they call it morning glory, but it's not morning glory as we know it. It's more like spinach, I suppose. Yeah. But it has anchovies in it, which gives it a real kick. And then Liz had this tofu dish, also with anchovies, which was amazing.
So instead of boring you with photographs of our food, we're going to bore you with photographs of our empty plates.
Soup, noodle soup, beautiful, wonderful. It's my favorite food, noodle soup. Thank you.
Outside the blue floating mosque on the southeast corner of Bangkok, and just met these guys. You're all firemen?
Yes.
Based here?
Based, yeah.
And today you are, what are you doing?
We just get around to see how our preparation for holiday, for Shawwal. Yes.
Okay, okay, because we've just been talking about Ramadan, which obviously is being observed over here. At 7:30 tonight, you're allowed to eat and drink,
Yes.
which is great. Yes. And then on the 26th of this month, that's the last day of Ramadan, and they call, what do you call it?
Shawwal.
Shawan. Shawan.
Yeah.
Shawan. It's
Shawan.
called here. Shawan here. And of course everybody celebrates like they do in all the other countries we've been in, and usually fireworks are involved, which means these three are on duty because idiots with fireworks start fires.
So we're continuing to cruise around the island. We've just come over the top, and in an anti-clockwise direction we've ended up on the first beach as you come down the west coast. So we're on the northwest corner, and this is a beach that we were recommended, or rather a bay that we were recommended to actually come and anchor in. So we were told to just literally tuck the boat in over there, and most importantly to bring your own beers ashore to the restaurant. Well, it looks like there's now quite a few restaurants here, but it's all very, very low key. This is very sort of backpackery, hippie, just little bars made of driftwood, and a few Westerners actually sunbathing themselves. Haven't seen many Westerners at all, but this is obviously where they come and hang out, and it's very, very pretty. We had a beautiful seafood dinner last night, and we learned today that Pangkor is actually famous for its seafood. One of the things it's most famous for though is anchovies, and you can see behind me these two guys, they've just put out a huge net out in the bay and they're now pulling it in. They've literally just cast it out and they've come beach the dinghy, put it in a big semicircle, and are now pulling the thing in. I presume this is to catch little anchovies, which are known as blue eyes because they have blue eyes.
Tarik Lampung. Tarik Lampung. Oh ni kan. Lampung tak pakai ni. Tarik ya. Oh jellyfish. Buka kami tu buka. Buka kami tu. Kami tu buka.
Well, it's not a bad little haul after about 20 minutes work. There's a lot of hard work, there's a lot of pulling there. Imagine the resistance of the net and its contents against this water. But they seem to have caught mainly bream actually. There were fish about so big, one big jellyfish, lots of plastic bottles and a few leaves. But I think there's enough for tea tonight.
So we've ended up on this beach. It's a couple of bays up from where we're anchored. And this is probably equivalent to Pantai Chanang in Langkawi. It's a bit more touristy, backpackery, little places to eat and drink on the beach. Very pretty bay, little island over there, and possibly somewhere where we would anchor Esper when we come back this way, I think. It's very peaceful. It's a good way to end the day and watch the sun go down.
It's another nasty squall coming through. Looks like it's another westerly, 2:30 in the morning, and it's blowing up to about 30 knots. Learned our lesson this time, got the engine running, and the other thing I've done is I've put the mizzen out, and that's just to stop the boat from yawing so much and swinging so much in the wind. Try and keep us pointed into the wind, and every now and then put the boat into gear just to take the strain off that snubber.
Well, it's a suitably grey and drizzly morning in here in Malaysia, because I've just bought this, which is my ticket to the airport, because I have to go back to England because my mum is very, very sick and my brother's called me home. It looks like that she's coming to the end, so I need to be by her side, and I've got to leave Jamie. And I'm a bit fed up with having to do this all the time, but I need to be with my mum. And I've now got a big journey back to the UK. So I will say goodbye to everybody, and I'll speak to you all, I hope, soon.
So that's Liz on the bus or on the coach, and she's ready to go home. It's a difficult time. Don't like these kind of occasions at all, least of all for Liz. For me, things don't really hit home until she's actually gone and I go back to the empty boat with just Millie. But heart goes out to Liz at the moment. It's a very, very difficult time. Obviously she's got the prospect of dealing with her mum when she gets home, but she's got to get home first, and it's a long, long journey. It's a good 24 hours door to door, if not 36 hours. So she has to sit there and think and ponder and stew while she travels, and that adds to the horribleness of this situation. So anyway, hopefully she's going to keep giving us some updates and let us know how she gets on when she gets home. As for me, I've got to return the car, so I've got to get some fuel for the boat, some diesel, stock up on some provisions, return the car, and then get down to some boat business.